Dominica's new Venezuelan ambassador presents his credentials. Parliamentary representative for Bells endorses a new ecotourism partner, and the Ministry of Education trained teachers for child-friendly schools initiative. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I am Tarnia Green.
And I'm Fontaine. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after the break.
Documentaries and in-depth discussions, community walkthroughs, and Yes We Care. See it all on GIS Channel 7, Channel 7, Channel 7, Channel 7.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The government of Dominica continues to hold discussions with the government of the Kingdom of Morocco about new areas of cooperation. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, who is just back from a visit to the Kingdom of Morocco, says discussions with the Moroccan government centered on the need to develop a marina in Dominica.
We had an excellent visit in Morocco. Obviously, I have to go there to review the relationship where we are, to talk about the Moroccan-funded hotel, 68-room hotel there, and to talk about additional projects and programs. As you know, we signed a cooperation agreement with them during the Carnival weekend, citing a number of areas. And one of the projects that I wanted to discuss with them further is the issue of the marina, because we said to them that the marina has to complement the hotel because that's the overall master plan. So we're still in discussion with them on that project.
The Prime Minister says the government of Morocco has also agreed to increase the number of scholarships and training opportunities for Dominican citizens. The Prime Minister specifically highlighted training in the area of diplomatic studies.
And of course seeking to enhance and to deepen the relationship with them, and of course increasing scholarships, increasing training for our diplomatic staff, and not only within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but it's my intention to extend that to other people who may have interest in diplomacy and protocol. So not only the Foreign Affairs staff, but the wider public will be a benefit. So whether you work in the private sector or the public sector, if you have an interest, then we can arrange for you to attend the School of Diplomacy of the American government. And all this is fully funded. Your airfare will be paid for by the American government. Your housing will be provided. The tuition fees for the school will be paid. So it's a 100% fully covered arrangement with the American government.
Dominica now has 31 students undertaking programs of study in a number of disciplines as part of a scholarship program offered by the government of Morocco.
Efforts by the Ministry of Education to make all primary schools on the island child-friendly continued on Monday with a training workshop for principals and teachers at the Public Service Training Center. Chief Education Officer Stevenson Hyacinth stated that making all schools child-friendly is in keeping with the vision of the Ministry of Education.
We firmly believe that all our schools should be child-friendly schools, because our focus as a ministry is on children. And secondly, our vision is to ensure that each child succeeds. The Child-Friendly School Initiative emphasizes that schools not only must help students realize their dreams and aspirations, but that each child has a right to a basic education of good quality.
32 primary schools in Dominica have implemented the Child-Friendly School CFS initiative since it was introduced by the Ministry of Education a few years ago. CFS refers to a school where children and adolescents acquire and develop knowledge abilities, and life skills in a healthy and safe environment, which is inclusive, protective, and respectful of gender differences and cultural diversity. The Chief Education Officer emphasized that schools have a very important role in shaping the lives of children and preparing them for the challenging world.
On a day-to-day basis, the school must engage students in activities which seek to help children learn what they need to learn in order to face the challenges of this new century, this world that is changing so rapidly. The school must also seek to enhance our students' health and well-being, guarantee them safe and protective space for learning, free from violence and abuse, raise teachers' morale and motivation, and mobilize community support for education. We have found these ideals to be consistent with the ministry's vision and our commitment to the ideal Caribbean person, which outlines the ultimate desirable outcome of the educational system.
To complement the child-friendly school initiative, the Ministry of Education continues to develop clear policies, implement programs and strategies aimed at developing and improving the quality of education at schools on the island. The ministry has also been instrumental in facilitating training of teachers and improving the management capacity of schools. Tarnia, I think the Child-Friendly School Initiative is a fantastic initiative. And one of the reasons I say this is because it focuses on the child. So where there's children who say may not understand an equation in a classroom, this is what I'm getting from it. The approach that's being used is to make sure that every child is involved and every child gets an education and every child understands and every child grows on the same level. Basically, no one is inferior or superior to the other, and I think that's a great initiative.
Yes, Pearl, and it's a rather proactive move on the part of the Ministry of Education because just to refer to what you said, the school system is now not waiting on students to perform poorly at school to then make an intervention. They are focusing on ensuring that the environment that the students are learning in is conducive for learning, is comfortable, is safe, is all-encompassing. And they are also ensuring that education should not be the responsibility of the education system alone, but rather the entire community, the involvement of parents, the involvement of the wider community in the learning of students.
And this is how it should be. You know, our children are our future, and if our children get a great educational experience, then where are we going to be in 50 years from now? We're going to be in a great position, you know?
Yes, so the plan is really by the year 2015 that all primary schools on the island will be child-friendly. And as we heard from the Chief Education Officer, so far 32 of those schools have met the requirements, and this training program now on today is actually targeting 28 more schools on the island. So hopefully by 2015 we'll have all primary schools on the island child-friendly certified. In other news, the governments of Dominica and the Kingdom of Morocco recently signed a technical cooperation agreement in agriculture. The agreement was signed during the visit of a high-level delegation to Dominica from the Kingdom of Morocco. The agreement will allow the Kingdom of Morocco to share expertise with Dominica in deciding what type of fertilizer should be used on the island. Since the establishment of diplomatic relations in 2010, the Kingdom of Morocco has been making a meaningful contribution to the agriculture sector through the grant of high-grade fertilizer. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit says the issue of fertilizer assistance also came up during his recent meeting in Morocco.
But one of the critical areas is for the studying of the soil in Dominica to determine what is the best formula of fertilizer to be used in Dominica. Because different areas may have different requirements. But as it is now in Dominica, we basically use the same fertilizer everywhere. And we've always been advised that that might not be the best practice. So that because some of you might need more potassium, or they might need more nitrogen, so you just never know. So you have to increase the provision of the different elements in the formula. So the number of areas, of course, the Ministry of Agriculture will speak to more details of those arrangements with them, and of course, they'll continue providing us with fertilizer. The shipment should come, I believe, either in April or early May. Shipment for Dominica. It will be about 240 tons.
Since the signing of diplomatic relations between the two countries back in 2010, Dominica has enjoyed excellent relations with the Kingdom of Morocco in a number of fields not limited to agriculture, but in areas such as tourism and human resource development.
In more news, Dominica now has a new Venezuelan ambassador, His Excellency Hayden Orlando Perella Sanchez. He presented his letters of credence to Dominica's head of state on Monday. The new ambassador stated his new role is to further deepen the relationship between Venezuela and Dominica.
From Venezuela, we see Dominica as a country with brave people and true wish for improvement blessed by God on daily basis. We will always respect the sovereignty of the people. We go to country, not to invade. We seek the integration of the people. We are here to assist.
He says Venezuela will continue to promote the integration for Latin America in the Caribbean.
We move from friendship, solidarity, and to ensure work to our poor people.
The ambassador also touched on President Hugo Chávez's recovery.
Finally, I would like to communicate that our president is recovering very slowly. The people of Venezuela are out in the street praying for his health, and I too pray to God he may soon return to his normal activity.
President Williams highlighted that Venezuela was the first country to establish diplomatic relations with Dominica, and he knows that this new ambassador will continue to work with the government and people of Dominica in furthering the cause.
Your predecessors have worked closely and harmoniously with the government and people of the Commonwealth of Dominica. And I have no doubt that you will work to further strengthen the bonds of friendship and cooperation which already exist between our two countries.
He says Dominica has benefited tremendously from assistance offered by the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Venezuela continues to be a major source of development assistance for the Commonwealth of Dominica, and therefore relations with your country remain a matter of high priority in Dominica's foreign policy. Our part, the government of Dominica, demonstrates solidarity with Venezuela on a range of issues of political significance as well as in crisis situations.
His Excellency President Eliud Williams stated that Dominica will continue to show solidarity to Venezuela.
Dominica has actively supported Venezuela's candidates at elections for filling various vacancies in the United Nations agencies, the Organization of the American States, the Association of Caribbean States, and other regional and international organizations. We therefore look forward to continue to provide that support wherever it is appropriate.
The new ambassador succeeds Her Excellency Carmen Martinez de Grijalva.
And finally, this news time, Parliamentary Representative for the Bells area, Honorable Calvert Daru, has endorsed newcomer to the eco-friendly tourism sector, Liberty Jungle Resort. Honorable Daru went on a tour of the new resort in Bells last Friday. He was guided by the owner, Mariel Rivera, a French native. Liberty Jungle Eco Resort, which sits on 2.3 acres of property in Bells, has not yet officially opened, but promises to add upscale flair to Dominica's green tourism initiative. The area's parliamentary representative is excited by the project.
Well, we are in the heights of Bells in a place called Blandy, And as you can see, this is a heaven on earth, very beautiful place, and known as Liberty Jungle. And this place really and truly is very amazing. You have all the natural beauty, the flowers, little streams flowing by, you have the cane planted in the yard, and it's a beautiful place for tourists and locals alike. Those persons who probably are honeymooners, those persons who probably want to a weekend getaway from the city and want something different and something natural, this place is the place to be.
Marielle Riviere, a French native, says the concept of the eco-resort is to expose guests to living in harmony with nature. She also revealed that much of the construction work on her project, which began 5 years ago, she accomplished herself.
The project is something I decided to make some cottages and a little bar, a restaurant, right in the nature, because I love green, I love Dominica, and I wanted like a hidden place with some original cottages and bar restaurant because I like to create things. On the buildings, yeah, it was a challenge because trying to find people who can build on the way you want, it's difficult. So most of the thing I did myself, like even flooring, walls and things like that. I didn't know, even concrete walkways, I did it. I didn't know about that, but once you have internet, you can find anything, any answers, and you can do what you want.
While work is still ongoing on the resort, Riviere has already housed a few French guests. A night at Liberty Jungle begins at $110 US.
For now, I have 3 cottages, supposed to have 5 at the end. The first cottage is I would say in US dollar, is 110 for a night. The second cottage, the lover's cabin, is 130. And the guardian angel, that one is 160 a night. Also, I provide breakfast, which is made with homemade. Everything is homemade there. I make my bread. My father was a baker, so I make my own bread. Everything, a lot of things homemade there because that's why I came there to nature, but you can find everything in Dominica, like fruit, fresh produce and things, so you can do things yourself with no problem, even yogurt, even things like that.
Honorable Kelva Daru has already begun to make his own contribution towards the success of the resort.
As a parliamentary representative, it is my intention to work along with the proprietors of this area to enhance the road access to this place. I've already received an estimate, and as one of my community-based projects, we will be undertaking works on these roads as well. In fact, I have already discussed it with the minister responsible for constituency-based projects, because I believe this is a priority area, and this area must be marketed properly so that persons, both locals and visitors alike, can get the opportunity to come here and enjoy this natural beauty, these natural sceneries that we have here in Blandy.
His aim is to help position the resort to reap maximum benefits, thus increasing the tourism dollars in Bells and consequently Dominica.
Liberty Jungle, a lot of persons may not have heard of it before, but I'm hoping that now that you are viewing this, you are able to realize that in Dominica, here in Dominica, there are so many amazing spots to visit. And this is an area, I believe, that will add a lot to the whole tourism product. Because as you know, we continue to promote Dominica as an eco-tourism destination. And having these cottages nested within this kind of natural environment, it speaks volumes as to the product that we have here in Bells. And Bells is a community which is known for its farming, but we know that with tourism, we can also take this community to the next level.
According to the management of Liberty Jungle Eco Resort, the aim is to formally open possibly in May. The Eco Resort also targets regional and US-based tourists, mainly through magazines, Facebook, and the World Wide Web. Riviere says her primary objective is to advertise Dominica as an ideal eco-tourism destination. And that's the English segment of the news. Macpherson St. Louis is up next with the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est Macpherson St. Louis. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a fait parole qui compagnie Seaborne Airlines fait application pour chaîne opération vol avion aller-retour au Dominique hot 1er avril l'année salam. Yon communiqué qui sorti hot bureau compagnie là en Saint-Croix, qui dit que compagnie là qui actuellement commence mois prochain. Compagnie ça qui expecté pour remplacer American Eagle, qui a déjà fait parole que Yoteka a été fait business en pays Caraïbes, Dominique a permis. Quand même, Premier ministre Skerrit fait parole que décision Seabourn Airlines, c'est bonne nouvelle pour la Dominique. Honorable Skerrit a complimenté ministre touriste Honorable Ian Douglas, chef d'ASPA Benoit Badwell et puis chef Discover Dominic Authority Colin Piper pour travailler wed ayo taper voile 9 salaires pour la Dominique. En autre nouvelle, le gouvernement Dominique a continué à mettre attention à ces éducations négligentes tout mon pays là. En temps qui passait, plusieurs écoles qui ont reçu ordinateur qui ont servi à assister ces étudiants là et puis éducation ailleurs. Membre parlement pour Saint-Joseph, Honorable Kelvin Darrow, fait présentation ordinateur pour l'école Bells la semaine passée.
Nous savons que information technology, c'est ça qui carry actuellement. Et le gouvernement a travaillé pour faire computer et toute l'école Dominique. Et nous donner 3 computers pour ces students-là, et puis un printer, et puis c'est papier pour le printer en l'air. Et puis ces students de l'école Bells, ils peuvent faire research, ils peuvent aller faire homework en les computers. Et ils ont besoin de ça. So, moi, c'est même mon parlement pour Bells. Et je fais une présentation ça là pour enable ces students là, so you can advance et puis education yo. Et ça c'est un bon présentation pour l'école là. Plus ils partent des pièces computer. Et puis actuellement il y a 4 computers, c'est pour servir. Et en l'autre temps nous avons l'autre computer pour ces d'autres students là qui pas qu'à servir computer. So c'est une belle présentation les Hot Bells. Et merci pour Ministry Education et puis ces donneurs là aux computers là. Et ça a un long way pour ensure ces students bells ont une belle éducation.
En autre nouvelle, le ministre de l'Éducation a tenu un workshop 2 jours où la teacher a tapé trainement différentes manières faire environ la bonne à de manière étudiants apprendre à l'école. Workshop ça là déjà traîné de l'école et puis on l'autre 28 qui a reçu semaine là. Ministre là a poussé devant et puis policier tous les enfants ça apprendre. Madame Melina Fontaine, c'est officier ministre de l'Éducation.
Child friendly parce que nous les bagailles bon fait pour les enfants, et pour les enfants aller à l'école, et pour apprendre bien, et pour comprendre bien aussi, so that les sortir l'école et entrer dans la société, qui fait mon nous voulons faire. Moun qui ça double pourquoi yo moun qui ça travaille bien yo une éducation pour yo faire quoi yo indépendant so nous ka joindre avec mettre l'école avec ces teachers là pour nous parler avec yo comme ça ça y est pour faire vite y est pour faire pour faire les enfants apprendre bien.
Finalement, le Parlement Dominique est ouvert pour le 5e meeting, 3e session, en l'occasion Victoria Street en Wozo, jeudi semaine salam. Plusieurs bagailles qui concernent le Parlement qui prend place. Il y a confirmation minute 28 novembre l'année 2012 et puis le ministre du gouvernement qui présente papier. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit qui a présenté supplementary estimates pour le premier cas l'année 2012-2013 et puis aussi report aid bank pour l'année qui vient au bout de juin l'année 2012. D'autres ministères gouvernement qui présentent bill en non ailleurs en parmi ministère commodité, ministère tourisme, ensemble et puis ministère affaires terres. Gouvernement qui a aussi présenté notice et puis qui a aussi weapon protection. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit qui a aussi présenté et puis demandé parlement pour d'accord à ces supplementary estimates pour l'année financière qui est venue au bout en juin l'année salam à Valais 11 600 avec 34 400 avec 84 dollars et puis 3 sous. Il y a aussi vu un bill par web qui a concerné l'argent pour financer le projet géothermique. Messieurs et mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non mwen se Macpherson St. Louis. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you the tip of the day.
The facts as they are, brought to you every day, only on GIS Channel 7.
Today we'll share with you a few symptoms on diabetes. If you have 2 or more of these pre-diabetes signs, you must seriously think about getting yourself checked out.
If you notice you are excessively thirsty, not just because of excessive exercise or hot weather, if you feel to continuously have a dry mouth, even if you have drunk something, if you notice that you need to urinate frequently, if you have sudden weight loss or gain even though you possibly are constantly hungry and consuming well, of course you may be eating the inappropriate things which would be very likely make your pre-diabetes symptoms worse. And if you feel lazy, you always sense as if you've got no energy, you are dull and exhausted all the time.
Please note that there are varied kinds of diabetes: pre-diabetes, type 1, type 2, gestational and maturity onset, and subjected upon your age, the way of living and family history, you may be more liable to developing diabetes. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestion and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our new website at news.gov.dm.
Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel.
On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Pearl Fontaine.
And I'm Tarnia Green. Thank you so much for watching.